Jarluan, inspiration from the Phantom. I'm not going to sing like you did. I promise I will never do that again. But that is the first thing I would like to say you did great. You connected from the word go. You connected with that song. But that's not the only way you connected. You connected with words. You spoke about how each song was in itself a masterpiece. And you spoke about the metaphors and the juxtapositions and just the beautiful language you used throughout your speech. Really connected with everybody. The second thing that was great was how you convinced us about what you were talking about how you convinced us that you really fell in love with the Phantom of the Opera after watching it for 50 times. 50 times! That's a lot of watching the Phantom of the Opera. But you convinced us about your speech and about what you're trying to do for yourself by just giving us that emphasis of, I watched this 50 times. And you challenged yourself by saying, you know, when I watched Phantom of the Opera, I saw this girl who could have this full spectrum of emotion, which I don't have. You really challenged yourself with that, and I think that is something that as an evaluator before, I've challenged you with too. I really think that that is a very, very good challenge for you to take on, especially on the stage, and you did it very well today. But I want to challenge you even more, because I believe that the challenge you've set for yourself is very appropriate for everybody. Because when we challenge ourselves with emotion, we challenge ourselves to connect and to convince people even more. Aristotle said there were 3 parts to speech making. The one is evidence, the other one is credibility, and the third one is emotion. But he said the most powerful one of all 3 was emotion. If you have emotion, you can convince, you can convict, you can challenge. But how do we create that emotion in our speech? How do we challenge ourselves to connect through emotion? We use our voice. The voice is the one thing that we can use to express ourselves. One of the most popular things in the world today are things like podcasts. They're not videos, they are people who are talking, like old school radio. And people listen to them all the time. But why? Because people are using their voice. They're modulating their voice. And that's the one thing I want to challenge you with. And today you did a really good job with your voice, with expressing your emotion. But I think you can do it even more. As Lester alluded to, when I started speaking here, I would speak really loud. I'm not going to do it on the microphone. I'd speak really loud, and the people in front would be really deaf. And it took a long time to actually challenge myself and to learn how to be comfortable with my own voice. And that's a challenge for everyone. When we use our voice, we can express emotion. Julian Treasure, a very famous speech coach, once said, the voice is the most powerful human tool, because it's the one thing we can use to say I love you or to start a war. I challenge you to connect with your voice, connect with emotion. Joey Evaluator.